Hello, all you unicorn light loves out there. I hope everybody is doing well, staying safe and sane. Thank you for joining us today. If you are brand new, welcome, and you just clicked on here, and this is the first time you've graced us with your presence at Unicorn Light Tarot. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. You are truly appreciated. And for those of you who are returning and all you brand new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor to be able to read for you today. I do want to just let you know, for all you guys, all you unicorn loves out there who are already taking the Unicorn 21-day abundance course, I keep hearing from you guys. You're sending private messages and rocking the Facebook page that we have. That is absolutely amazing. And for any of you who are thinking about signing up, it is a wonderful chance to get not just in touch with your inner child and get back to your magical energy, but I do want to point out it's definitely for, getting back into your personal power. It's kick ass. It helps you reclaim your energy, your power, whoever it is that you want to be in the world, and it gives you support in shifting timelines and bringing your ideal self forward too. So there's many different elements to this course. So if you haven't signed up yet, come and join us. I think you will love it. The link is down below. Takes you right to the Unicorn School of Light, and right underneath is the Facebook page too. So there's a place that you can reach out and hang out and talk to people through the school, the Unicorn School of Light, but also the Facebook page. So do sign up for both. And I hope you truly enjoy the course. And for those of you already who are on it, I am so excited that you're rocking this big time. So here we are. I thought today what we would do, first of all, I want to introduce the healing candle. As always, I've dressed the candle with healing, abundance, and magic oil there. So if you want to go ahead and, you can project onto the candle if there's anything that you want to release, any kind of energy, abundance that you want to, something specific you want to pull to you, we can definitely help you with that. These sessions, these readings are set up for support, for healing, any kind of support that you need, any kind of abundance that you need to come to you. So that's what the healing light is here. And I thought what we would do today is, what secret is being revealed to you? No idea how this is going to go. I'm really excited, but I'm also like, let's find out what secret is being revealed to you at this moment from the universe. So I thought we could break it down a little bit further. So for pile 1, we have abundance and money. And then for pile 2, we have love, all different kinds of love, from self-love to romantic love. See what comes up for you there. And for pile 3, we have your information or secrets revealed about your path or any kind of spirituality. So we have the ladybug for pile 1. For abundance, and specifically, I guess, for money, but we'll see what comes up. And then we obviously have the heart here for love. All love matters completely. And then I chose this little lion because it takes a lot of courage to actually to really work on the spiritual path and do it properly, go right in and deal with privilege and whatever else and all the old stuff and shadow work. None of that's easy stuff. So I chose a lion for your icon here for pile 3 in honor of your courage for doing the work. So yeah, I think that's... So we have the 3 piles, and they will be time-stamped as always down below. So I always say, take as much time as you need. Let your intuition really pull you toward the pile that you really need to find out about. And if one or more piles speaks to you, then obviously the way in which you handle yourself and your life is completely 150% up to you. So do what you feel like you need to do. If you need to pause the video to really get in an alignment, do a little meditation, little deep breathing, whatever you need to do. The more relaxed and aligned you are, the more these resonate with you. So I always say, I always say that I know that it's a privilege to get some time to yourself sometimes, depending if you have a fast life family and kids are knocking at the door and when you're in the bathroom and you're just trying to do your business. So whatever you need to do, hopefully you have just like, you know, a 20-minute time to yourself. So yeah, go ahead and pause the video, whatever you need to do to come back to being you. So I'm going to take a couple of deep breaths here. We always ask for Source to come in and our beautiful loving guides of love and light only. Of course, that's whoever we work with. And yeah, take a deep breath into our reading, our session that's about to happen now. And I think we can move forward. So let's just move pile 2 and pile 3 out of here just for now. We will be coming back to them, obviously. So if you chose pile 1, pile 1ers here. So what secret is being revealed to you? And specifically you chose the pile that's for abundance. Now I do think that's money too, so we're going to include that, but you know, I'm not in control of the messages that come through, but so I just labeled it as abundance. We've got our ladybug here. I always think that is the ultimate abundance symbol there, but I think dragonfly is too. There's a few others, but so these are your foundational messages, and then we'll get you some more information afterwards. So your first one is 3 of Wands. See here, right there. We're going to put that down. And then your second one is 10 of Pentacles. That's wonderful. I hope you can see these cards because they're truly beautiful. And then we have this card here. And then we have this card here. So the first message I'm getting for you, pile 1, is that secrets will be revealed to you through your own personal magic and coming back into your sense of calm and your own connection with nature. Now, that's kind of an easy thing to say, but give me a second here. I know a lot of people are, you know, get back into nature and get back into you and all of that stuff. Yet that's wonderful, but we can take it one step further. Your personal essence and who it is that you are. Some aspects of it have been hidden from you, and it comes back to your own personal magic. Now, your own personal magic comes back to when you were a child, and you had a lot of childlike sort of friends and influences, and you really spoke to a lot of you. These are general readings, but these are the messages that I'm getting. You know, you sort of spoke to fairies. You had your imaginary childhood friends. Some of them could have been, you know, real, and some of them were genuinely imaginative, coming from your own source of imagination. But that was really important for you, because your own sense of imagination built this world that you had. And from there, you got a really strong sense of who you were. Now, as you grew older, and even in your childhood, some of you may have felt as though for whatever reason, and that's I'm not concentrating on that specifically today, but for whatever reason, you felt as though you needed to be a little bit more serious, you needed to take on a little bit more of the work. Whatever it is, these childhood sort of fantasies, as it were lost a little bit as you integrated into the world. Now, there are times when you come full-fledged into them, which is absolutely wonderful. And there's times where you come out of them and you definitely notice the difference. But I feel as though there's a practical mindset that's coming in where, you know, the seriousness comes in and it says, oh, I really have to, you know, I really have to get this done, X, Y, and Z. Now, I'm a big person for lists, whether I tick everything off or not, whether I'm realistic about how much can really be done in that one day or that 1 hour. I couldn't really tell you. Normally, no. So I do believe in being practical and moving forward. But I think there's been a little bit of a disarming here is what I keep getting, is that there's a preciousness to this lost art of magic. And this, you know, there's a difference between doing a list and taking profound action. To be in alignment is to take profound action. And the action that you've been taking sometimes misses a little bit of the magic. But what it does is it brings in this practical, serious mindset. I've got to do this. If I do A, then it'll lead to B and then leads to C. The way in which you move forward, pile one, is no longer going to be in a linear fashion. So that doesn't really necessarily work for you right now. Your mantra is less is more, to pull in the abundance that you want. Now, and holding yourself, and this is something that you've done before, but it's coming up just to remind you that your magic is secured within you. And I feel as though for some of you, you've kept it hidden. You've kept your magic hidden. It's almost like sort of a treasure trove. You can't have it. This is mine. It's almost like you've protected it. I keep seeing you like sort of saving it and hiding it in a tree in the forest that you used to go to when you were a kid. Sounds kind of really specific and a little bit odd, but that's the way that I saw it. And you see it as gold. So it's almost like this beautiful gold essence around your magic cannot be used too much, or the gold runs out, or it's precious. So you make sure that you use it when it's warranted, but you don't use it all the time. It doesn't always come from your source of who you are, but shifting that. And I feel as though as you've come into a lot of these ascension things that you've been going through, and especially with the Lion's Gate, we just had that. It's been open for I think a week and a half or 2 weeks, but the 8th of the 8th, so the 8th of this month, a couple of days ago, when this is going to be uploaded, would have been quite a big day for you in many ways, and all of these assumptions about yourself that you really are sort of just letting go. There's a lot of assumptions that you inherited, I feel as though, specifically from your family. And I feel as though that's a specific way that you've survived. There would have been, for most of you, again, this is a general reading, so if this aspect of the reading doesn't resonate, bear with me. But for some of you, you were maybe considered like maybe the black sheep of the family. Not exactly, because they loved you in their own way, but you weren't quite the same. And it was really pointed out. The main thing here is that it was pointed out. And there was a part of you that wanted to be accepted into that group. And maybe as you grew older, you noticed that you weren't, you found sort of if you haven't found your soul family per se, you found people along the way that truly loved you for who you were and celebrated for who you were, which is absolutely wonderful. But, in the grand scheme of things, you did notice that you weren't accepted exactly for how you were. And there was a part of your essence and your understanding of self that really wanted to shift to be included everywhere. Now that's part of you that has shifted now. You now have really embraced who you are and your complete and total magic. And you know that not everybody is going to accept you, or at the very least understand you. So I feel as though that's something that came in for you in a really, really profound way, particularly on the 8th, or this is the message that's coming in specifically for the Lion's Gate. And that message would have come in loud and clear. And it may have come up with a little bit of sludge, a lot of old situations coming up where you're like, oh, I could have acted differently. And you could have acted differently if you didn't have that sort of desire to be accepted wherever you went. You now know that the desire to be accepted wherever you went comes from you. You're the one that has to accept yourself. So wherever you go, you're accepting yourself wherever you go, and nobody else matters. And, the beauty of that is when you accept yourself wherever you go, more people do seem to accept you because you actually attract the people who would accept you. So this is something that's come in for you recently. So if some old situations are coming up where you're like, oh, I could have said that, or why did I put up with that situation? Don't be hard on yourself. You still had a sort of a layer of wanting to be accepted, that sweet little inner child that was preserving their magic and letting it out sort of on special occasions, was still wanting to be accepted, and that's totally fine. Coming into the wholeness of you is exactly what you're doing. Now, let's move on to these cards, because this is what you're going through now. Now, when I go through these piles, even if they are resonating, because they're general messages, people are at different sort of, not levels, but people are moving through all of this reading at different times. You might be at different layers, different levels. So if you're just going through the sludge of like, oh my goodness, all this old stuff's coming up and I'm reflecting on very much on how I could have done things differently. Remember, your secret that is being revealed to you is that your magic is with you all the time, and it's at your source. It's at your sense of abundance. Your mantra is do less and expect more. An effortless life is where you are heading to. Now, if you're already there and you've come out of this part of your healing capacity, then you've got the 10 of Pentacles here and you've got the 3 of Wands. Now, again, that's really just reiterating that you come from source. You literally come from source. You come from source. You're part of source. Your magic comes from source. So for any of you, and again, a general reading, but if any of you have ever been told from society, from anybody, that your magic doesn't come from source, it comes from somewhere dark, that is absolutely not true. I don't really like dealing with absolutes like wrong or right or this and that and the other. We are trying to come out of that and really look within to see how we can come out of that sort of dualistic thinking. But it does exist. It still does exist in the 3D world, so we can't ignore it. So predominantly, I would say here, and I would completely and totally, if you've been told that your gifts really come from a place of darkness, and this is something that could have been resonating with you recently, because as you move into your magic, you might be triggering other people who are feeling as if they really need to look into their darkness, but they don't have the courage to do it. They might be projecting upon you and saying all sorts of things, or sort of reiterating their own opinion. And usually when people come in and say their own opinion like this, it is their own opinion, but they say it as truth, right? There's absolutely no truth in any of this being dark. Now, you can absolutely go in a dark way. You can use these powers and use them for darkness. That's up to you. There's no judgment here. However you use them, I hope that you don't. I hope that you use them in a way that can benefit the entire world. I certainly do. And for most of you who are light workers here in Unicorn Light Tarot and Starseeds and moving into their own sense of self, I couldn't imagine that you would do that. But again, how you use your own power is completely up to you, but they're not inherently bad. What you do with them and the intention you put behind them, again, is 150% your thing, and there cannot be any judgment there, but that would be you moving in a very specific direction. Really what this is about, your gifts are from source. They've always been from source. They always will be from source. You were given them to develop them so you can heal yourself and learn to heal others and elevate the world. End of story. Anybody that's ever told you any differently, even if they tell you it's truth, even if they tell you that God himself told you, it's absolute rubbish. It's just their opinion. It's really important. We're getting a little intense here, Pile 1, but this is what I'm getting riled up and all passionate about this, and there's a reason, because you really need to know that in your soul. And this is what you're coming out of. You're coming out of the sense of what others have told you. Now, you may not have believed them at the time, but there was still a part of you that wanted to be accepted and maybe doubted an essence of yourself. And that's how you treated your magic. Now, full integration is where you're going. And what comes out of that is the 10 of Pentacles. So you've been moving towards this your entire life and moving towards the understanding of effortlessness. Now, in accordance with abundance and money, all of that can shift tremendously. And I would say that the message that I'm getting for you, Pile 1, which is really, really huge, is that money will come out of nowhere. I promise you, it sounds crazy, right? I've been reading about a lot of people who changed their frequency, and this is a true story. This person started getting, money put into their bank account, and they genuinely didn't know where it came from. a check that you thought that you cashed before will suddenly be made available to you, and you know the money's right there for you. I would expect the unexpected once you integrate your magic on a soul level, so it never leaves you. The abundance that you can share with yourself and the universe is uncanny. I would expect, and I know it sounds foo-foo and weird, but I would expect abundance and money literally coming from nowhere. And this would be a good exercise for you, because to plan is not going to work for you. So to trust, and that's the other thing that I'm getting, any kind of venture that you have, if you want to work for yourself, anything that you did part-time or anything that you were thinking of doing, Pa1, this is absolutely telling you that if you absolutely link in with your own magic and stay there continuously, there is no way that this venture will not take off in a really huge, beautiful way. There is absolutely no way. So if you were thinking of doing this, then I am absolutely telling you that this is the way to move forward. This is your confirmation that this is the right time to do it. You know, step into that magic, keep it continuously. Now, you've been stepping in and out of your magic, or some of you have been doing the baby steps where, you know, you test your magic, you put it out there, you come into your zone, your magic zone, right? And things do shift, and then something happens and it sort of reverts you back a little bit. So you've either been testing yourself with the baby steps, or you've come into it full-fledged and you really understand that it does work, but you can't keep your magic full time. It just, you know, it goes off a little bit, and then you fall into this sort of a doubt, a little bit of self-doubt, and then you start being really hard on yourself. You go into this loop of being really hard on yourself. You know I'm powerful, but I can't access my power right now. You know, maybe I'm not as good as I think, and all this other stuff, which is absolute rubbish, because you are as good as you think. You are as powerful as you think. And honestly, I can tell you a lot of your magic is coming into you right now. You have sort of a preset of magic that you came in with, and that has definitely been rising from birth. But you're also coming into this beautiful sense of self where everything that you have already as your foundation for magic is shifting profoundly, and you're actually coming into new gifts, really, really new gifts. And the foundation of your magic needed to be secure, and it was secure whether you came into it or not, whether you were connected to it at all times or not. You did know that you had it, even if you turned it against yourself at times and you were a little bit of afraid of your power and your magic, again from the external, a little bit of doubt, because people were telling you that you should be careful of it, or people reacted to you and reacted to your power in a certain way, and your logical side of course said, well, if people are reacting to me in that way, then maybe there's some truth to it, maybe, but all of that is gone now, all of that. So let's see what we have here. Yes, coming back to self-love. This is a really huge one for you too. It's coming back to self-love. And when we come back to self-love, we come back to, I'm going to get to this card in a second. We come back to knowing who we are. We come back to our own source, our own sense of self, without having it tainted by the outside world. Now, that's not to say that you're not there. If somebody comes to you and they want to help you, or you understand what you need to do to move forward, or you did mess up and you're under a little bit of criticism and you say, all right, I did do something wrong. I'm going to correct it. It's not like you're completely devoid from the outside world, but there's a certain way of excluding other people's opinions, so it doesn't influence your sense of self. It doesn't influence your sense of self-love and self-creation. That's what you really have here, a sense of self-creation that's coming in, that's all yours, that comes in from your source of magic. Clicking into that source of magic, like turning it on, initiating it. For some of you, we're always looking for practical ways here that we can get you moving and get you on your feet, whatever it is that you need to do. To get you where you need to be, or to keep you where you are already, which is where you need to be. You could do some kind of actual initiation if you want to, back into your magic any way that you want to do it. Again, your own magic is very powerful. How you handle it is very much up to you. And then you can even give yourself sort of a magical name. Traditionally in witchcraft, and it doesn't have to be anything to do with witchcraft, this is totally up to you, but you can give yourself a magical name. And the idea is that very few people know it, if anyone, and you keep that power with that name. Now, when you use your magic and when you're out in the world, that magic stays with you because you have that magical name with you. You could give yourself a magical name. You could give yourself an initiation, a ritual, however you do it. Work with the sun energy, work with the moon energy. You can work with both. It's totally up to you. But, you know, putting your 2 feet down on the ground and initiating yourself in this really beautiful way can really turn on that light to your own magic. That is the source to everything that you want. That is the source to your self-love too. You do doubt yourself a lot. You have these beautiful, empathic, sensitive, gorgeous side. You also have a side that, you know, when you're done, you're done. It might take you a while to get there, but when you're done, you're done. But it's really important for you not to doubt yourself and the way in which you've acted before, or how you've decided to react to certain situations in your life. You did the best that you could. And those times that you reacted where you're not so proud of yourself, that reaction probably would have helped the other person, because there's a part of you that's like almost afraid to blow up, or almost afraid to show sort of anger, or you always want to be on top of it. There's a sense of emotionality here. And disconnecting from your magic meant that sometimes, because your magic can make you explode with passion or do all sorts of things, it brings in a new level of emotionality for you that sometimes kind of scares you. And it links back to being accepted. Nobody wants to be yelled at. Nobody wants to be, called on. Or called out, but the way in which you acted before, maybe that person needed to be called out, and a magical presence is not trying to fit in and make everybody feel better. A magical presence is really standing in your own power. And from that power, you can help others once you're fully integrated and you know what's what. But placating to people was not necessarily the best way. It certainly wasn't great for you. It led to you masking your power again later on, still not being accepted and still feeling bad that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right, quote unquote, and you're still not being accepted where you felt like you wanted to be accepted. And the truth of the matter is, pal one, the people that you wanted to be accepted by were not people that you really wanted in your life. They were there to show you what needed to be done. They were there to give you the tools in order to become a better person, in order to see what needed to be healed for you. But they weren't necessarily long-term people or partners or situations. And if they come back into your life, that's totally fine. You do whatever you need to do. The people can come back with different soul contracts. People can come back into your life. People really do have the ability to absolutely do a 180 and change completely and sort themselves out and come back in your life and be a really graceful presence in your life. It's happened to me several times. That's why I don't like writing anybody completely off. But there have been times where I've been like, I'm done with you. We're done. And I've meant it, and that's not a bad thing. Done on both sides, I don't think I'm good for you. You're definitely not good for me. We've gone as far as we can go, but at the end of the day, I always hope 10 years later we bump into each other. We have a nice cup of coffee, maybe a glass of wine, and we catch up and, and we've both grown from that situation. It's always my hope. It's not like an F you. I never want to see you again. But you know what? You do have to be honest about this idea of self-acceptance. The self-acceptance will come from the self-love, and your magic is right there, or all the abundance that you want, and again coming from you with real fluid motion. Very little that you need to do. All the seeds that you've put out there. And again, if you were thinking about doing a business venture, this is something that you've been working on in your own way, in your own life. This is something that you've been thinking about, or this is something that might be brand new, but it's based on a foundation that you've been working toward, for some of you, even 20 years. For some of you, 6 months. It doesn't matter. Once you click in, everything can take off with your beauty. So we have here Golden Orange Dragon. expands your light for ascension. Yes, be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. Hello. I mean, we couldn't have asked for, what is it? Hello, McFly. Is that what he does? I love that movie. I think I just saw it. I fell asleep in it, but I saw it like 100 times when I was a kid. So, you know, it's hello, this is all you need, literally, to expand your light for ascension. You've got all the magic there. You've just been trusting maybe the wrong people. You need to trust yourself. Clicking right back into your magic, clicking right back into your intuition, put you exactly where you need to be. Now, I would say for some of you, the secret being revealed to you is click into your magic full time. For most of you, it's kind of obvious, but when you get down into, oh yeah, duh, I kind of need to do that. But when you get down to it, really look into your life at the way that you treat yourself and the way that you see yourself, and see how there might be a little bit of a disconnect. And take that action and turn it into a reaction so you can go get everything that you want. And I can tell you everything that you want. I'm doing the witches last ones here. We have these the witches runes, the witch runes. I love these. There's nothing that you can't get, and the seeds have been sown. And for those of you who are going backwards and forwards, like 3 steps forwards, 1 step backwards, and, you know, a little bit like whiplash, you know, you've ascended, you've done this, everything is amazing, and then you've stepped back into this, you know, I thought we did this, come on, universe. This is it, clicking into your own ascension. This is how you should see it. That's an amazing way to see it. You're clicking into your own ascension. You've already ascended, but now clicking into your own ascension on your own terms, again, can be celebrated with your sense of ritual, with your sense of initiation, how you want to do that. And you don't have to, but you know, it's worth celebrating. It's worth bringing up that beauty of you. So why not? Why not celebrate it? All right, let's see what we've got here. Yes, the scythe. It's like darkness being removed, everything that is no longer needed. And I would say for you, you've held on to the darkness in the way of other people's opinions, or, you know, the disappointment. For some of you, you're still looking back on, you know, some of those situations and going, I can't believe you didn't accept me, or I can't believe it didn't, you know, you didn't treat me right. And honestly, forget them. Absolutely forget them. They were there to teach you something. And if you had seen your own magic, we want you to see, the universe wants you to see your own magic. And then that opinion, that situation you wouldn't even give a second thought about it. You really wouldn't. You're not here to placate to anyone. You're here to be you in your own gorgeousness and uniqueness. And yeah, again, if you mess up, do what you need to do to make it right. But you're not here to say sorry. That's another thing, Pile 1. How many times do you say sorry? And how many times do you really need to say sorry because you've done something, as I'm pointing, right? You've done something that you need to apologize for. Look at how many times you've said sorry in the past. Change that right now. Pull your power back. Don't do that. And here we have, I do love this too. It's the connectedness, bringing yourself back, your sense of protection, the way in which you work with your guides too. Clearing out the darkness, which was never yours to keep up with. It was never yours to chase. It's almost like in the past, you've chased the darkness. You've chased the people who didn't necessarily see you for who you were, or witness or celebrate your magic. If people, the person that you are in and around, or the situation that's in and around you does not celebrate your magic on your own terms, with your beautiful uniqueness, the way that you are, stand up and walk away. Somebody else will, and that's it. So whatever it is that you're working on right now and trying to put out there, or attempting to put out, or you're thinking you want to put out there, just remember that the right people will come to you. You will help the right people. You're not supposed to help absolutely everybody in this world. However, if you really embrace who you are, you would be surprised how many people you can influence outrightly just by shifting your own energy and your own sense of self-love. They may not totally agree with who you are or what you represent to them, but you can still shift consciousness in ways that you never thought that you could. So that's your magic, Pile 1. That's your absolute magic. That's your secret to clicking in once and for all and keeping yourself sane and in this bounteous, beautiful energy that you absolutely, completely and totally deserve. There's no reason for you not to be able to have any of that energy, any of that magic at your fingertips at any time whatsoever. So that's what I have for you, pile one. If this resonated with you, do feel free, please, to give me a thumbs up. Let's see if it goes in the camera. Yeah. A thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe to the channel because it really does help the channel, and we are absolutely here to help others and support others. And do let me know in the comments if this resonated. You know I love hearing from you, absolutely. And do feel free to check out the unicorn course, because as stated in the intro, it's not just about working with your inner child, although the inner child will be doing their thing absolutely in the driving seat. Somebody got in touch with me the other day and they were like, I'm putting my inner child in the driving seat, she's driving. And I was like, that's amazing. And then I thought, oh my god, is that inner child there's a kid in the actually driving? I was scared for a second, and I was like, did she put her actual child driving? And I was like, oh no, inner child. Okay, so yeah, inner child will be driving, you'll be having fun, but it's also about getting back to your badass self and having your magic around you all the time, but also shifting timelines and all sorts of different things. So do check out the links below, and until we meet again, so much love and light. I'm really excited for you to hone in, grab your magic, and really ascend in a massive way in this lifetime. Pile one, you stay safe and sane, and until we meet again, take care and bye-bye. Okay, pile two, we have these beautiful messages for you. Let's put the little ladybug on the other side here. Again, your secrets, what secrets are being revealed to you right now? So this is, this is love. We'll see, there are many different kinds of love. We're hoping romantic love's going to come in. These are general readings. And again, you're welcome to project upon the candle and the light because it is set up for healing and abundance. So let's see what we've got for your foundational messages. I'm going to do the tarot cards first. We have the Three of Pentacles. I love these cards. They're really haunting but beautiful. And then we have the Five of Cups coming in. I do like this card, the Five of Cups too. Now we have this. Okay. All right. And we also have these cards, this card too. All right. So there's a few different things coming up for you, pile two. The first thing, there is romantic love in here. I do feel romantic love in here. It comes from a sense of self, and it comes from a sense of self-acceptance for all of you out there. Again, these are always general readings, but I do feel as though most of you feel as though there is somebody out there for you. There's an essence of self-love that needs to click in, and specifically self-acceptance that needs to click in. There's a little bit of fear around some of you because you've not always had the best luck with relationships. Now, there must be a trust, and I can tell you that there has been a shift. You have been working on yourself extensively. Now, a lot of your old relationships were, they weren't going round and round, but they were there to show you. They were, how do we say? I keep getting the word makeshift, but that's not really the makeshift. They were transitional relationships. They were there to teach you something. And some of those things were amazing in joy, but a lot of it was quite painful because it brought up a lot of past stuff, and including past life stuff. So there's a little bit of hesitancy in some of your lower chakras to get necessarily involved, even though you're really excited about it and you're really excited about your new mate and you feel as though you are ready, but there might be a little part of you that's holding back a little bit. Now, we can work on that in this session. That's what we'll be doing. There's also a part of you, again, this is a general reading, you're wondering if you have enough to give. You've been working on yourself so exclusively. There's a part of you that thinks, do I have enough to give? Can I give anything? I'm so used to being on my own. There's a part of that too, which is an essence of shutting down just a little bit. But again, none of this is a big deal. We're going to shift that for you today. And then there's a part of you that has this romantic notion of what it is that you truly want. And then or what it is that you truly want in sort of a movie kind of Nora Ephron. Is that her name? I just saw C+ in Seattle again. I mean, yeah, in a way it's kind of naff. I mean, we watch those movies for escapism, but what are the chances that that can happen? But really, at the end of the day, life is magical, and things like that actually do happen. But there's a part of you that has had that as a standard. And then realizes on another level that relationships are hard work, but you really want to work on the romantic level, and then the hard work kind of puts you off, which I totally understand. So either way, there's a little bit of pulling back from the idea of a real relationship, but also wanting one, but also being, okay with yourself, okay with where you are, okay with being alone, which of course is absolutely brilliant. And you should be okay where you are and okay being on your own before you pull anybody into your life. But there's a lot of shadow work that comes out with a significant other coming in too. Some people, and I think that's what Hollywood movies has done for us to our detriment. This idea that we meet our ideal one and then bam, it's all over our heart. That's it. Beautiful. The work is done. Everything we've done to attract this person is amazing. And of course, that's not true. These people come in and they are soulmates and they are brilliant and they get to show us who we really are. And some of that, you get to heal together. And some of that could be a little like apprehension of that coming in. And some of you probably want to do that work alone. Let me get completely ready. And when this person comes in, it's going to be this kabam kind of thing. And that's just not really how it works. You can get to a certain point where you can do this work alone. And that's absolutely wonderful. But the rest of it and the true healing comes from the connection, the actual connection, which will trigger the final parts of healing. So, bringing you back again, keep concentrating on the candle. We're going to help you out there. You've got the 3 and then you've got the 5. So, you've got everything that you need. And your sense of self has definitely shifted. There's some work to be done a little bit in the first and second chakra and the second and third chakra, the I am chakra, and your creativity, which is linked to your passion and sexuality also. Clearing that out and working in meditation will really help you assign yourself to love. For those of you who have given up, who totally understand that you want it, and there is an essence of knowing that you deserve it, but not, all right, I'm kind of done, or somebody came in and you thought it was them and it wasn't, and I don't know if I can give my energy to it. It's really all about just coming back to your sense of self and not wanting to, it's not that you don't want to take responsibility. That's not it. It's like you've taken too much responsibility. Allowing, we talked about in pile 1 to like click into your magic here. It's allowing the magic to sort of come in and not trying to control the situation. When are they coming? Am I having dreams? Am I doing this? It's like allowing the sort of magic to unfold the way it is, giving some space around love coming in. So it's just, again, and not bringing in the old. It's just the new person that comes in will be absolutely brand new. And that's the other thing that I wanted to say. All the work that you've done on yourself has been profound. So there's a new legacy of love coming in. You don't have to worry about any of the old issues coming up. However, there's a sense of connection. There's a sense of healing coming in for this new person coming in. And this person is in some ways going to hold the key, but at the same time, you are the lock. So for both of you coming in, you can really turn that lock and then open that door. So, but at the same time, I want to be clear. It's, you don't have an other half. You complete and whole before you meet this person, certainly. But this connection coming into this person will be profound and really, really beautiful. And I can tell you for a lot of you too, your ancestors are helping you with this connection. They're really sort of in charge with this new person coming into your life. They've actually chosen them for you. And you probably all knew each other in a past life too, because when this person comes in, you'll absolutely know who they are. You'll absolutely know that they feel like home. They will feel like home. And there's also an energy of magic around them too. They hold their own beauty and their own secrets that when they're melded with yours will really sort of explode in this gorgeous way. That's really totally and completely healthy for you. I want to get some more cards for you. So yeah, the void, absolutely. So, you know, there, I think again, you know, and I say this in every pile and every reading. I want to come back to this other one in a minute. You know, if this is resonating with you, there's different aspects, there's different ways this could be resonating with you. You could be at different levels or at different states of mind in this. For those of you who are still in the void, where you do really want that connection, you really do want that love, and you do believe, or you hope that that love is out there, but you're just not sure. You're used to either being on your own, or there's a little bit of trepidation because the past, or you got burned, or something happened where you just, it took, whatever happened, it took a lot from you. It took your energy from you. You don't have enough energy to do that again. You can't go through it again. You're not being asked to do that again. You can see the void as a place to refresh where you are. The void, you don't have to get lost in the void. The void is a way to release the old and step into the brand new way of being. In the void, the old can just sort of go back into the cosmos, and you will be left grounded with the wisdom of the experience that you went through. There's definitely a little bit of, I gave you so much. My goodness, I gave you so much. You know, balancing yourself too, because you are very sensitive, you are a giver, and you did attract takers. You definitely attracted takers. Oh no. Oh no, it's fine. I'm so sorry. I thought we weren't recording. We're back with you. You know, you definitely attracted takers, and you had to learn, we've got one up here, you had to learn without a shadow of a doubt that it was all you. It was all you. It has to come from you. The idea of being selfish actually makes you feel a little nauseated. You don't feel good about it, but you've really had to learn that you've had to put your energy first in order to help other people. Now, this is something that you've had to learn consistently throughout your life. It's not been easy for you to learn, especially in your relationships, and the way in which you've been told that or shown that in relationships has been quite harmful or hurtful for you. So the void for you can be used in a really romantic and beautiful setting. Instead of going into it and seeing it as all darkness and here we are again, I don't know if we can do it again. Release in that moment of the void and ask the universe, the cosmos, to take the old that no longer applies in all of those old relationships now, and prepare you for your brand new person that comes together. You're 50-50, you're equal. You're going to give and take at certain points. They'll have the key, you'll be the lock. And again, there will be a clicking of magic, and the way in which you meet them, I think, will be quite magical too. I know we talked about how sort of, you know, naff the Hollywood narrative can be when it comes to romance. But really, I want you to keep that essence of magic and beauty there, because it really can exist if you believe it. You absolutely can. And I feel as though, especially with the help of your ancestors, I'm feeling particularly like mother energy, but even more grandmother energy, you know, and even some fathers out there, you know, some of you who, ancestors who have passed on. And for those of you who still have their parents alive, it would be the grandmother. But I'm really feeling that even siblings that have passed on, they really are, and even some friends, I'm getting a lot of people coming forward and really helping you through the void and really pulling in the best people for you, so you can really regain your confidence in your love and in the universe, because you are wondering if the universe kind of messed you up a little bit here and there. You know, what did I get to deserve this? And truth be told, you didn't deserve any of the way that you were treated, if this is resonating and you weren't treated that great. But really, at the end of the day, there were things for you to learn in those situations, and you did learn them. But it's totally it's totally understandable for you to think that, you know, every love affair is a learning experience. And yes, it is, but you don't need to learn in the way that you did before. So we're working on clearing out, especially the first, second, third chakra, so you can move into this void energy with excitement and beauty. And here we have here, Rainbow Dragon brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. We were just talking about doors. I didn't even look down. I didn't even want to look at this card until we spoke about the void. Have trust rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, accept opportunities. I couldn't have asked for a better card for you, pile 2. My goodness, this is absolutely amazing. It's truly, 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 truly amazing. So yes, you know, leap into that joy, have that faith, rainbow, absolutely, all of that, fairy energy, elementals, all of that energy that can bring you back to you is really, really, really important. Have that trust, really have that trust, and seeing that void as the excitement will give you that trust too, but have that trust with the universe. This new person that's coming in, and they're coming in, they're absolutely coming in. Expect miracles the way in which you meet them, but you've got to accept the opportunities. You've absolutely got to accept and be open to this. Even if you think that you are, check all aspects of yourself and make sure that you are in every way. And, you know, you might be saying, I am open to it, but I want to do it on my own terms. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting up with that. Let go of all of that. Put that out in the cosmos, in the void. You don't need to do that anymore. The new person coming in is not going to require that energy for you. Just get excited. Yeah, go off and watch Sleepless in Seattle. It won't kill you. It'll be fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with those Hollywood narratives in a way. If you get into that magical mindset, that's fine. It'll get you into the right mindset here to move you forward. This happened. So these are the witch runes. I'm going to finish off with these. This was also picked out for pile 1. Your scythe here is literally removing the darkness, which is exactly what you need to do. There's nothing more to do. You've already know all of this wisdom and all part of it. So don't worry about it. Just remove it. Give it to the void. Give it to the cosmos. And your last one here. Yes. Oh, yeah. This is masculine energy. Sorry, you can't see. Masculine energy. So that's for you. Now, you know, we don't really go into the genders or all of that. But, you know, for those of you who identify as female and looking for a masculine, that is your sign that the masculine energy is coming to you. Now, it also means that the masculine energy that you have within yourself, that's also being like, I'm going to do this on my own terms. Relax that. Go into it. That's why it would be really good for you to watch that movie, I think, because, you know, one thing it does, it brings up the softness. It brings up the feminine energy. That would be great for you. But this is really a signal that masculine energy is coming in for you in your love life. It's coming in. They're coming in. They're absolutely coming in. And for those of you who are identify as male, or for anybody who's looking for a masculine type figure coming into their lives at all, you know, the gender doesn't necessarily need to be masculine. It really is about this person being strong and having very strong a sense of masculine sense of self. There is a beauty to the divine masculine sense of self, the way in which they move forward. They need the softness of the feminine, but they have a beauty. And in fact, they really don't exist without the softness of the feminine, but they have a beautiful way of moving forward. That's absolutely gorgeous and pragmatic. Now, women can be like that too, but there is a beauty in that masculine energy that's coming forward that we both need. Those polarities, or, you know, those both sides and polarities, those both sides within ourselves. And that's the energy in your love life that's coming in. So use that void, keep breathing into that energy of the candle there, pile 2. This person is coming into your life very soon. So stay with it. Stay with it. So these are your messages, pile 2. I hope this resonated. If it did, do give me a nice thumbs up. I need to get it into the camera. Yes. Let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. I truly, truly, truly do. And do consider, wow, can't speak. Do consider subscribing to the channel, because it really helps the channel out. We can get out there and support more people. And do look into the Unicorn Abundance 21 Day and join us, us folks that are already on it. Again, it's not just about inner child, although it is fun for your inner child to go out there and resume and integrate your magic, but it's also about being a badass and knowing who you are, and, you know, accepting who you are and going out there and shifting timelines and all of that stuff. It's got some really practical, great stuff in there for the 21 days. It's so layered. So go out there. If you feel called to, sign up. We would love to have you. All right, my darlings. pile 2, sending so much love and light to you. Drink lots of water after the session. And until we meet again, stay safe and sane. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 3. If you chose the spirituality or the spiritual path, then what secret is being revealed to you, we will tell you right now. And don't forget that this is, you can project upon the candle, do whatever you need to do to get your healing and abundance there too. So these are your foundational messages. Let's get these down, and then we'll get some more messages for you. So we've got the Knight of Swords. Beautiful. And we have the 8 of Swords. Okay. So let's do this. We've got the 8 of Swords here. And we've got the Knight of Swords. And we have this beautiful card here, the number 4. Some of these cards, I mean, so I'm getting, this appeared reverse, but I'm actually getting the message to turn it back right side up. So yeah, so we've got 2 swings here, which is really interesting. And we have the 4 and the 9. So the one thing that I'm getting for you quite clearly, pile 3, is that your spiritual path, there's I keep getting this idea of wanting to go, this understanding of wanting to go off on your own and really embrace completely and totally who you are. But there's a little bit of, I don't even want to say fear, but there's a little bit of trepidation in doing that because you're wondering who you will leave behind. I just want to explain something really. Let's bring this little sweet courage here out, because you know you've been doing a lot of work and there's been a lot of courage around this. You know, the work that you've been doing has required, you know, a ton of courage. So we want to acknowledge that. You know, when you shift into 5D, you're able to help people more. In fact, the people that you think who you might not be able to relate to are the people that will actually grow with you. And for people, and again, these are general messages, for people who are, for those who picked pile 3 and you have been growing and a lot of people have been leaving your life. So there's this beauty of growing into yourself, but there's a little bit of sadness that's in your heart for everybody that you're leaving behind. And you're in this place right now. And I always say this with every single pile, even if this resonates with you, you could be at different sort of life prospects. You could be at different levels at this, a little bit further down the path. You could be going through this part or this part, or so if you're at the part where you've done the work and you know you've done the work, and everybody and everything has fallen away. But for some of you, you're feeling as though you're falling apart. And, you know, there's a part of you that's a little bit confused because you say to yourself, I've had all this courage. I've done all the inner work. I've done the dark work. I've been really honest with myself. And, you know, everybody's falling away. And I'm kind of worried about this. Well, your secret being revealed to you is that the beauty of who you are is that you are here to be completely and solely alone. But let me explain that to you. There's a beauty in where you are right now in really pulling in a sense of self that wasn't there before, that was completely complete. And it's almost like I'm being shown that, you know, there's a house, and we can even look at it as a doll's house, so it keeps it in sort of perspective, so we can see everything, right, on a scale measure. And the way in which you were before is that you had this house, and some of the rooms were decorated the way that you wanted, and some of it had really nice furniture the way that you wanted. And this is the way it's being shown to me. It's a little bit weird, but bear with me. And some of the rooms were functional, but it's not what you would have chosen. It's not like, you know, let's say you want mid-century modern, or you like Victorian furniture, or a little mishmash of both, you know, or a little country farmhouse here and there. You know, some of those rooms were totally functional, but they didn't reflect any of your taste, but you put up with it and it was totally fine because it was functional. So that's kind of where you were. That's where they're showing me where you were in your spirituality. So even though you'd worked on yourself and you'd done a lot of the really dark work and pulling out, I can see a lot of oozing being pulled out, even like insects or stuff that came out, that absolutely came out, and that left for good, and you released it, and that was wonderful. You were still left with this house that wasn't quite right for you, but you're expected to live there, right? So your secret being revealed to you is this is your time now to put in place everything that you absolutely want. And if your exterior doesn't meet the interior, then it's time to change, just tweak with a little bit more of that interior so you can be happy with the exterior. So the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Swords here, it's what you were carrying. You carried a lot of other people's burdens. You carried a lot of other people's energy. And that's where those rooms in the house still were. You kind of put up with it. But you knew that they weren't that great in some ways, but you kind of put up with it, but you're still missing their presence. Seeing yourself lift up to who you really are. And I want you to challenge yourself, pal 3, and we're gonna work on your lower chakras, but definitely your third eye here, to embrace your magic in a brand new way. Now this was the magic in pile 1, embracing your magic, there was a whole pile on that. This is a little bit of a different energy. This is what you're worth. I want you to look into what you're truly worth, because you've come so far in your spirituality, you've done so much work, and you're still hard on yourself. You're still not quite happy with where you are, who you are, and you're using the exterior to show you as a sort of a reminder, I'm not there yet, because I'm not pulling in the exterior. I'm not pulling in the right kind of people. I don't have 2 million in the bank. I don't have this, that, and the other just yet. But we want to remind you that the work that you've done is huge. Eight of Swords to Knight of Swords. You've got that symbol of truth. You've figured out your voice. You know who you are. I promise you, your magic, because of your courage, can exist and happen so quickly. Your life can change on a whim. Absolutely on a whim. And by constantly looking at the exterior to give you some sort of proof of how you're doing on the interior is not going to help you right now. In fact, I think it's leading to a little bit of melancholy and keeping you in a little bit of a cocoon type situation. Now, I've done many readings where I say, it's a good time to cocoon while you do this, and that's great, but your cocoon time is over. You don't need to cocoon. And again, if you're at the point where you're still cocooning, that's fine. But for those of you who are coming out of the cocoon point, and if this is resonating with you, you will totally and absolutely understand if it's your time to cocoon or if it's your time to come out. This is your time to be a butterfly and start seeing everything with a bright light. You keep, sometimes you've done all this work, but then you'll look at your life with this sort of like lens of the old way. Celebrate the people who are leaving. They could have been good people, but they weren't quite right for you. Sometimes the universe takes what isn't quite right and replaces it with something absolutely incredible. Please have faith in that. Just because you would have settled, just because it was functional, the universe wants you to have a little bit more faith in yourself and in them. Again, your secret being revealed is that all is well and that more is coming to you if you give in to the fact that you're not to settle anymore. Your secret is, do not settle anymore in any stretch of the imagination, any type of across all of your life and in every section of your life. Let's get you some more. Yes, beauty here. I want to do this a little bit later. Every part of your life, I want you to do this as an exercise. We always come in as something practical on Unicorn Light Tarot that we can actually send you away. Now, whether you do it or not is completely up to you. I absolutely, you have to do this. No, I'm not coming in with like the guise of Hitler here. He had his own thing going on. We all know about that. So no, this is really about using your intuition if this is what you feel like you want to do. But I want you, if you can, we want you to go back and look at your life. Corporament, and oh God, I can't say that word. I feel like when I channel, I can't say words. Not that I'm great at saying them in real life anyway, so who the hell am I kidding? But go back into every aspect of your life now and look at the beauty in every aspect of your life. No lens of the loss. Accept the losses and let them go. As the losses leave, trust that something better is coming in. I want you to look at your life with the lens of beauty. Now, if it helps you to go back over some certain situations so you can release some situations and some people clearer and better and easier, please go ahead and do that. But I want you to look over every situation with the lens of beauty. How beautiful that was. Even if it was a really crappy situation, the wisdom that you got from that is beautiful. Now, again, I want to be really clear. That doesn't mean that if you went through hell with certain people, it doesn't mean that you're saying that it's okay. Have your anger, have your passion, but you've come through the other side of that. I don't feel like you're going through any of that. This is really about extinguishing the old crap and really getting into the wisdom. But I want you to see the beauty. I want you to see past the wisdom and accept the beauty of that wisdom, so you can integrate that wisdom and come into and see where you are as not a holding place, but a place of profound possibilities, which is exactly where you are. And I want you to get into that magical mindset of knowing exactly that everything can change very quickly and something huge and beautiful is coming for you. That sounds really ominous. I think I've done that before. I really need to work on how I phrase things. It's coming with you. It's coming to you. It's coming to integrate into your life, and it's going to be bigger and better than what you actually asked for. It's going to look very different, but it's going to be absolutely beautiful. If it's not happening on a soul level as quickly as you think, please don't judge yourself from the losses. Please stop looking at your life as the lens and judging yourself from the exterior. I've done this amount of work. We want you to look at the fact that you've done a lot of interior work, and that has been noticed, and it is getting you somewhere. It absolutely is. You're not in a holding spot. You're just about to take off. So just trust. If you found this and this is resonating with you, Pile 3, please just give it a little bit of space. That is it. That is your secret. It's happening. It's happening. And when it happens, really quickly. So instead of seeing where you are as, I'm not where, being hard on myself, I'm not exactly where I want to be. This is not taking off as quickly as I want. See it as a place of profound beauty. I've set these incredible foundations. I've done the work. I'm really excited to see where this is going to go, how it's going to go. And I'm excited to see that, how quickly it will take off. It will take off quickly. I'm at a foundational point right now where I've secured a really firm foundation. So I know that this can take off at any moment. Please, 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 please stay with it. All right. Orange dragon here. Let's get it into so you can see it. Bring soul families and communities together. Spread belonging, warmth and oneness. Bring people everywhere together. Yes, we were just saying, if these people are coming into your life, this is an absolute, without a shadow of a doubt, soul families, community, all of that. If you're not feeling that yet, and you know that you've done the work, and all the work that you've done has shifted and made people fall away, or other people have fallen away, or situations have fallen away, or you've started something, it's not getting the momentum, the kinetic energy that you would like. You've just had a reset. You've had an absolute reset. You've built a really firm foundation. Please hold on. Your soul family, community, connection, brand new connection is coming in. Do not see it. See it from the lens of beauty, not from the lens of, oh, woe is me. Get on those. She looks a little melancholy. Get on that swing and be excited, because you're about to take off. When you're a kid and you do that, and you see if you, on the swing set, you see if you can go completely all the way around, do a 180, or see how high you can get, and then you can jump off, and hopefully you don't, break your leg or anything like that. But we used to do that when we were kids. Instead of being melancholy and kind of rocking yourself, I don't know, why isn't this happening? I put all this effort into it. Trust me, the foundation is there. You did everything right. Just hang on. Please go back in a practical way and do that beauty exercise. See everything from a beauty. Once you absolutely change your perspective just a little bit, you don't change it, that's not the right word. Once you tweak with your perspective just a little bit, from stagnant to beauty, you will absolutely pull in all of this energy so much quicker. And when it happens, you're actually going to be really, 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 truly excited that you had this sort of like, you had this time to sort of relax a little bit, because when it comes in thick and fast, and your taking off is going to be taking off because you have that firm foundation and you've done the work. So you're going to be like, oh. So enjoy this moment. and then stop comparing yourself to like maybe others or other things that are going on. The fact that it's not happening so quickly. You know, you've done all the work. You've taken all the others' opinions out of your soul. You now know your soul, your sword of truth. You know how to move forward. You know how to grow. You know enough to have that clear foundation from which to build the life that you want. Absolutely. We have the witch runes here. I'm going to pull a couple of these to finish off your messages here. Oh, I do love this one. I'm going to sit with this one for a minute. This is the energy of what you have with the moon also. It's incredible. It's the harvest moon. It's the harvest rune. Everything's coming to fruition. We just said that. That's your confirmation. It's happening. You know, for you, I'm going to be honest, a bit of real talk here, Pal 3. You are impatient. You've always been impatient. You know, you'll do something, then you'll check back with the universe 2 seconds later. Why isn't it happening? My goodness, can the universe get a breath here? You know, and again, we've got the moon energy, the moonlight energy. You know, your intuition is impeccable. The work that you've done took great courage. You've held that darkness. You've expelled that darkness. You know who you are. You know the sword of truth. You know there's other things that you want to do and get better and bigger. You know that. You're not at the point where the ego in you is like, oh, I know everything. I'm good. And many of you are going, I know enough to do what I'm doing, but I'm willing to learn more. I'm excited. I'm open. You know, there's so much more to do. But this is your harvest rune. It's all coming in. Your sense of beauty. Tweak, tweak, tweak. That's all you need to do. Cleaning up your third eye now here. Work with the phases of the moon. Get back with your energy and magic, which is something that you love to do. Now, I suggested this, I think, in pile 1. Possibly pile 2. There's only 2 piles, so either one. But an initiation back into your sense of self might be good for you. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be grandiose. Just, you know, even making a commitment to yourself. All right, I'm going to see everything as beautiful. I'm going to see myself exactly where I am. I'm going to be grateful for absolutely everybody who came into my life. I may be confused about how this is going to work out, even if I have firm understanding in place. I want X, Y, and Z, and I put action toward it. Just because I don't know how it's going to work out, and just because it's not working quite in the same way, or just because it's not working as quickly as I would like, does not mean that I will not be successful. I'm going to work with my own magic. I'm going to trust the universe. I'm going to back off. Give myself some room, let the magic happen, and just chill for a minute and trust. That's all you need to do. And sometimes the best things to do is just to pull back and do nothing. You definitely know how to prepare, Pal 3. You're very good at that. So I don't doubt in any second that your sense of action has not been activated. But sometimes there should be no action to move forward. You've done everything. Sometimes you need to go off and give everything a break. Again, see everything, you know, as beauty. Know everything's coming to you. Send that trust out into the world. All this will shift, and everything that you want will come in bigger and better and quicker. And it will not look like the way that you thought it would look. It's going to look even better. I promise you. I promise you, promise you, promise you. So, you know, activate your sense of courage. You put so much into this, Pal 3. I don't want to see you. We don't want to see you doubt yourself or doubt. There's no doubt of your commitment. Not really. But, and for those of you who are doubting your commitment, you really shouldn't. But like, there's no doubt that it's going to take off the way that you want. It will happen. Sometimes you just need to give yourself a break. So come out of that, that sort of being hard on yourself and shift it to the energy of beauty, as we said before, and just, you know, you've laid the groundwork. Let the magic happen. Let the magic happen. You don't have to be in control in absolutely everything. Go back into your sense of alignment. Come out of your sense of control. Go back into your sense of alignment and just allow the magic. You know, the beauty of life is that it's magical. We cannot control everything that happens. We cannot control when it happens, how it happens, and what it looks like. You know, and that's in essence what you're trying to do because you want it so badly. Let it go. You already know you're getting it. Allow it to come to you in this magical sense so you can enjoy it with much more of a gracious heart and a much more interesting life. We always think that, oh, it'd be great. I really want to know when this person's coming into my life. I really want to know when this takes off. But if we knew, you know, You wouldn't like it. You know, I digress a little bit, but I actually had somebody tell me when I was going to meet my husband, and it was 20 years after, and it was exactly right. And I did not benefit in any way, shape, or form knowing any of that 20 years earlier. I didn't. And in fact, I stopped going to her because every time she went, she kept talking to me about this man that I wouldn't meet for 20 years. And I did not have any interest. Did not have any interest. I'm not that one of those people that really needs to know about that stuff. I actually thought I was going to spend the rest of my life alone, and I was perfectly happy with it. Well, not alone, with many company, of course, but you know, not with one person. That really wasn't me. So I can tell you firsthand this idea of wanting to know and you know, taking out of the magic of what this can be really isn't that fun. Allow the magic to come in to all of the work that you've done. Let go, release, and just start enjoying yourself again. And you know what? If it feels a little empty right now because everybody and everything is clearing out, lean into that emptiness and again go back with the lens of joy, with the lens of beauty, and it's going to shift you so much. You've got the harvest here, you've got your initiation, you've got the completion coming in, moving into the moon, you've done the work, harvest, you've got the orange dragon, you've got the telling you that your community's coming in, your soul family's coming in because you've done the work. You've got the sword of truth, the growth, you know, enjoy it, you know, turn that frown into a smile. I know that sounds naff, and I'm almost sorry to end this with such a naff thing. So instead of turning your frown into a smile, remember the harvest is coming, and when it does, it'll be quick. So this is your downtime a little bit as you allow for that magic and that connection with the universe to come right in. I'm really truly excited to see what's going to happen for you, Pile 3. You've done the work, you've sown the seeds. This is it. Do not worry. I'm excited for you. Say it one more time. I'm excited for you. So if this resonated with you, do feel free to give me a thumbs up. Let's see, let's put it in the camera. Yeah. And of course, do let me know in the comments. I truly love hearing from you guys. I really, really do. And do consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps. And it helps us get out there, get on the YouTube algorithm, so we can help and support other people. And do feel free to check out the Unicorn, join us in the 21-day Unicorn Abundance course. As I've said before, it's not just about inner child, getting your magic back, which it is. It's also about being fierce and a badass and getting yourself back into your power, shifting timelines. There's all sorts of practical, beautiful stuff, which is pretty much what we do at Unicorn Light Tarot. So if you like these readings, a little bit of healing, a little bit of real talk, a little bit of practical on-set advice, then that's what that has for you. So click the link below and come join us. All right, Pile 3, until we meet again, sending so much love and light. Take care of yourself, stay safe and sane. So, bye-bye.